Hello students, welcome back. Students, we have been discussing factors which affect electrolytic conductance, and the first factor we have discussed, and this was what? Solute-solute interactions. Solute-solute interactions, or these are also called interionic attractions. So students, we have learned this, that when interionic attractions are strong, the mobility of ions will be less and therefore electrolytic conductance will also be less. So this we have studied, that electrolytic conductance is inversely proportional to the interionic attractions. Means, say इंटरआयनिक अट्रैक्शंस अगर स्ट्रॉन्ग होंगी तो इलेक्ट्रोलिटिक कंडक्टेंस कम होगा. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, द सेकेंड फैक्टर इज सॉल्यूट सॉल्वेंट इंटरैक्शन. सॉल्यूट सॉल्वेंट interactions. So electrolytic conductance depends on solute solvent interaction, or we say it depends on solvation of ions. Solvation of ions. Now students, first you have to understand what is this solvation or hydration. This is also called hydration. When we use water as a solvent, we call it hydration. So students, suppose if I have a cation, say A positive. Students, we know that due to positive field around the cation, it will interact with a polar solvent like water, and we know that in water these oxygens, they have what? Partially negative charge. So this dipole of water molecule can interact with ion. So this is kind of what? Ion dipole interaction. So these ions are surrounded by what? Many water molecules. Now this interaction of solute particle with that of solvent is called solvation. So this is solvation. Now students, what happens due to solvation is that when solvation is more, so जब solvation बढ़ेगा, the effective size of ion also increases. And when effective size of ion increases, the mobility of ion decreases, which means ionic conductance decreases. Ionic conductance decreases. So that means when solvation is more, the ionic conductance will be less. So students, so finally we conclude that electrolytic conductance or ionic conductance is inversely proportional to the solvation or extent of solvation of ions. Now, so this is how electrolytic conductance varies with hydration or solvation. But student, here we have to understand that how to predict solvation of ions. Means ions का solvation कितना होगा, ये दो फैक्टर पे डिपेंड करता है स्टूडेंट्स. दिस यू हैव स्टडीड इन क्लास 11 also, that the extent of solvation of ion depends on, first it depends on charge on the ion. जितना ज्यादा आयन के ऊपर चार्ज होगा उतना स्ट्रांगली वो सॉल्वेंट पार्टिकल्स के साथ इंटरैक्ट करेगा. एंड सेकेंडली इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन साइज, बट साइज के साथ जो उसका रिलेशन है वो इनवर्स है. सो दैट मीन्स इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल है साइज ऑफ आयन. मीन्स स्मॉलर साइज्ड आयंस जो होंगे, दे अंडरगो हाइड्रेशन टू अ लार्जर एक्सटेंट. So let's apply this. Say students, I have lithium ion, I have sodium ion, potassium ion, rubidium ion and cesium ion. Now students, अगर मैं इनके साइज की बात करूं तो वी नो दैट साइज ऑन मूविंग फ्रॉम लिथियम टू सीजियम इंक्रीजेस, एंड साइज बढ़ेगा तो सॉल्वेशन वी नो कम हो जाएगा. सो सॉल्वेशन वाइज स्टूडेंट्स, लिथियम आयन, सोडियम आयन, पोटाशियम, रुबीडियम एंड सीजियम आयन में से सॉल्वेशन साइज बढ़ने से कम होता है. सो जिसका साइज सबसे छोटा है दैट आयन विल बी सॉल्वेटेड मोर, एंड ड्यू टू दिस स्टूडेंट्स सॉल्वेशन ज्यादा होने से जो आपका इफेक्टिव साइज है, नाउ एक्चुअल साइज की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, सॉल्वेटेड आयन के बात साइज की बात कर रहे हैं. सो इफेक्टिव साइज लिथियम आयन का सबसे ज्यादा होगा. सो इफेक्टिव साइज लिथियम आयन का सबसे ज्यादा और सीजियम आयन का सबसे कम, एज इट इज लीस्ट सॉल्वेटेड. एंड इफेक्टिव साइज अगर ज्यादा है तो मोबिलिटी ऑफ आयन कम होगा. सो मोबिलिटी ऑफ आयन कम होगा. सो दैट मीन्स आपका जो सबसे ज्यादा मोबाइल होगा इनमें से इन एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, वो होगा आपका व्हाट, सीजियम आयन, क्योंकि उसका इफेक्टिव साइज सबसे व्हाट कम है. सो नाउ स्टूडेंट्स उसका मोबिलिटी ज्यादा होगा. सो फाइनली वी कंक्लूड दैट जो कंडक्टेंस है, आयनिक कंडक्टेंस और इलेक्ट्रोलिटिक कंडक्टेंस आप बोल सकते हैं, वो अब लिथियम का व्हाट सबसे कम, सोडियम आयन का उससे ज्यादा, पोटेशियम आयन का सब उससे भी ज्यादा, एंड देन सबसे ज्यादा होगा सीजियम आयन का. सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स के लिए बहुत जरूरी है दैट हाउ टू प्रिडिक्ट सॉल्वेशन. सो सॉल्वेशन का एक्सटेंट प्रिडिक्ट करने से मोबिलिटी ऑफ आयन्स प्रिडिक्ट हो जाता है. जो आयन सबसे ज्यादा सॉल्वेटेड होगा उसका मोबिलिटी सबसे कम, इसीलिए कंडक्टेंस भी सबसे कम होगा. नाउ सेकेंडली स्टूडेंट, सॉल्वेशन ऑल्सो डिपेंड्स ऑन चार्ज. सो हाउ टू predict extent of solvation on the basis of charge? We know that solvation का जो extent है it is directly proportional to the charge on the ion. Say I have sodium ion, I have magnesium ion, and I have aluminium ions. Now these are isoelectronic. साइज इसका सबसे छोटा है बट चार्ज भी बहुत ज्यादा है. सो स्टूडेंट्स चार्ज ज्यादा होने की वजह से अगर मैं सॉल्वेशन की बात करूं तो इनमें से सबसे ज्यादा सॉल्वेटेड व्हाट, एल्यूमिनियम आयन होगा. और जो सबसे ज्यादा सॉल्वेटेड होगा स्टूडेंट उसका मोबिलिटी सबसे कम, तो कंडक्टेंस भी सबसे कम होगा. सो इसीलिए जब कंडक्टेंस का ऑर्डर हम बनाएंगे तो सोडियम आयन क्योंकि लीस्ट सॉल्वेटेड है उसका कंडक्टेंस सबसे ज्यादा होगा, एंड मैग्नीशियम आयंस का कंडक्टेंस थोड़ा कम, और एल्यूमिनियम आयंस दे आर मोस्ट सॉल्वेटेड. सो मैक्सिमम सॉल्वेशन इसमें हुआ है, इसीलिए इसकी वजह से जो कंडक्टेंस होगा वो सबसे कम होगा. सो स्टूडेंट्स दिस इज हाउ वी प्रिडिक्ट सॉल्वेशन. व्हेन आयंस आर सॉल्वेटेड देयर मोबिलिटी विल बी लेस, सो कंडक्टेंस will be less. Now students will move to the third factor which affects electrolytic conductance, and it is solvent-solvent interactions. So the third factor we have is solvent interactions. Solvent interactions, or we call it viscosity of the solvent. Viscosity of solvent. Now students listen carefully that when solvent and solvent interactions are more, or we say when viscosity of the solvent is more, the mobility of ions will be less. और अगर ions less mobile होगा एक highly viscous solvent में तो obviously conductance भी उसका कम होगा. So we conclude that electrolytic conductance, so conductance of an electrolyte is what, inversely proportional to what, viscosity of the solvent. Means कोई solvent जो बहुत ज्यादा viscous है उस solvent में conductance जो होगा electrolyte का कम होगा. So students this was the third factor. Now fourth factor is temperature. So fourth factor is temperature. Now students What is the effect of temperature on electrolytic conductance? See students, when temperature is increased, say अगर temperature मैं बढ़ाता हूं, तो what happens is that solute interactions, then solute solvent interaction, that is hydration or solvation interactions, and even third solvent interactions, that is viscosity of the solvent. So when we increase temperature, all these interactions become weak. So student, this is very important point, that when temperature is increased, solute interactions, solvent interactions and solvent interactions, they all what decrease. और अब जब ये interactions decrease करेंगे तो क्या होगा? Electrolytic conductance increases. So therefore we conclude that with increasing temperature, electrolytic conductance increases. So when temperature is increased, electrolytic conductance increases. So mathematically we conclude that conductance of an electrolyte, that is electrolytic conductance, is directly proportional to temperature. Means when temperature is increased, electrolytic conductance increases. So this was fourth factor. Now students, we'll discuss fifth factor, which is nature of electrolyte. Now, what do you mean by nature of electrolyte? So students, by nature of electrolyte, we mean whether electrolyte is strong or weak. So next factor we have nature of electrolyte. Now students, we know that electrolytes जो होते हैं वो दो टाइप के हैं. कौन कौन से? One, weak electrolyte, and second type we have what? Strong electrolyte. Now students, in weak electrolyte, since the degree of dissociation or ionization is less, the solution will have few ions, and therefore the conductance of the solution will be low. Whereas in a strong electrolyte, the degree of dissociation is quite large, so solution contain a large concentration of ions, and therefore solution will have high electrical conductance. So this is very easy to predict electrolytic conductance of a weak and strong electrolyte. Weak generally have low conductance, strong they have high conductance. Now students, next factor we have is nature of solvent. Nature of solvent. Now, by nature of solvent we mean whether solvent is polar or non-polar, or we say solvent has high dielectric constant or low dielectric constant. So students, sixth factor is nature of solvent. Now, the solvents which have high degree of polarity or which have high dielectric constant, they cause greater ionization or greater dissociation of the electrolyte. That means in a highly polar solvent like say water, electrolytes dissociate more, which means more ions will be produced in a solvent which has greater degree of polarity, and as a result solution will have high electrical conductivity. So that means electrolytic conductance of an electrolyte depends on what? It depends on polarity of the solvent. Now students, for example, NaCl dissociates more in water but will dissociate very less in ethanol. So in which solvent NaCl will have high electrical conductivity? Students, water mein hi hoga. So we say that more or greater the polarity of the solvent, more will be the ionization or dissociation of electrolyte, and therefore greater the electrolytic conductance. Now students, let's move to next factor. The next factor is concentration of electrolytic solution. So this is seventh factor, concentration of electrolytic solution or solution of an electrolyte. Now students, there is a generalization that when solution is diluted, upon dilution the electrolytic conductance increases. That means आपका जो conductance है of electrolyte, that is electrolytic conductance is directly proportional to what? Extent of dilution. Means आप जितना ज्यादा dilute करते जाएंगे conductance उतनी ज्यादा होगी. और we say it is inversely proportional to what? Concentration. Means concentration कम होगा या आप कह सकते हैं dilution ज्यादा होगा तो electrolytic conductance भी ज्यादा होगा. Now students, this you have to understand ऐसा क्यों हुआ. So इसके explanation दो है depending upon electrolyte is strong or weak. Now see students, अगर आपका electrolyte strong है, then at all concentration it will dissociate into ions and degree of dissociation remains the same even upon dilution. But what happens is that when solution is concentrated, the ions are quite close to each other, so solute-solute interactions are more. So due to more solute-solute interactions, these ions move less in the solution, so solution will have less conductivity in a concentrated solution. Now solution, students, upon dilution means when we add more solvent, now since it is strong, the degree of dissociation remains the same. That means number of ions in the solution, they remain same, but upon dilution volume of solution increases. और उससे क्या होगा? The same number of ions now are separated by greater distance and therefore interactions between them जो relatively पहले बहुत strong थे, now those interactions they are weakened. और interactions के weak होने से students, what happens is that the mobility of ions increases, so that is why conductance increases. So conclusion वही था that when concentration is decreased, means ये dilute solution है, so when concentration is decreased, what happens? In case of strong electrolyte, the interionic attractions become weak and therefore ionic mobility increases, so electrolytic conductance also increases. Now students, the explanation of weak electrolyte is however different, though the conclusion remains the same, that is upon dilution electrolytic conductance increases. How students? Students, in +1 syllabus there was a unit equilibrium where we have studied this, that degree of dissociation of weak electrolyte, degree of dissociation or ionization of weak electrolyte, that is alpha, is inversely proportional to under root C. This is called Ostwald's dilution law. This is called Ostwald dilution law. So students, see this. When solution is diluted or concentration of solution is decreased, C कम होगा, तो जो अल्फा है, डिग्री ऑफ डिसोसिएशन है इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का, वो बढ़ेगा. उससे क्या होगा? नंबर ऑफ आयंस बढ़ेंगे एंड नंबर ऑफ आयंस बढ़ने से what? Conductance बढ़ेगा. So in weak electrolyte we say that when solution is diluted, the degree of dissociation increases, number of ions in the solution increase and therefore conductance of solution increases. So in either case we conclude that whenever an electrolytic solution is diluted, the electrolytic conductance increases. So students, these were the factors which affect electrolytic conductance. Now in next topic we are going to discuss quantitative and qualitative aspect of electrolytic conductance. Dear students, the ability of an electrolyte to conduct electricity is called its conductance. And students, let me tell you that all the laws of electricity which apply to metallic conductors can also be applied to electrolytic conductors. So students, before we discuss the qualitative or quantitative aspect of electrolytic conductance, we first have to understand some basic terms which are related to this topic, that is electrolytic conductance. And those are what? The terms like what is conductance, what is resistance, molar conductance, equivalent conductance, and then most importantly Ohm's law. So students, before we say go into details of qualitative and quantitative aspect of say electrolytic conductance, now we must first cover these basic terms. So we are starting with Ohm's law first. Now what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law क्या है? So students, Ohm's law states that the current that flows through a circuit is directly proportional to the voltage or the potential difference applied across the conductor, which means current I is directly proportional to what? Voltage V. Or students, we write current I is equal to some constant of proportionality, say K into V. And students, this constant of proportionality K is reciprocal of what? This R. R is called resistance into V. So from this we write V is equal to IR. So alternatively we can also conclude that voltage and current, they are directly proportional if resistance is constant. So this is Ohm's law. So यहाँ से एक बात clear हो गया that whenever there is voltage constant है तो resistance ज़्यादा होगा तो current कम होगा. So this is Ohm's law students. Now what is resistance? So second basic term is resistance. ये जो constant of proportionality है K, which is 1 upon R, इसमें R जो है students, this is called resistance. Now what is resistance? Students, resistance, as the term suggests, it is obstruction. It is obstruction to the flow of current. So किसी भी conductor में some obstruction is offered to the flow of current, and this is called resistance. And students, this resistance R depends on length and area. So students, it is directly proportional to what? Length, and resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section of conductor. So resistance length के directly proportional है and area of cross section of conductor के inversely proportional है. So from these two we write R is directly proportional to L upon A. Or students, we write R is equal to a constant of proportionality rho, which is called resistivity or specific resistance, L upon A. So this is a very, very important result. Now students, what are the units of resistance? Resistance के units क्या होते हैं? So generally resistance is expressed in what? Ohms. उसके लिए हम sigma Greek symbol use करते हैं. So this is unit of ohm. लेकिन स्टूडेंट SI सिस्टम में SI यूनिट जो होगा ओम का वो क्या होगा? So वो मैं आपको अब बता देता हूं. Students, we know that V is equal to I into R, and R is what? V upon I. V is voltage, and voltage is what? It is work done per unit charge. So work upon charge into I is current. So voltage हो गया work per unit charge. Now work is what? Force into what? Say displacement, length लिख देता हूं. Charge is what? Current into time. Q is equal to IT. So current into time into current. Now students, see what is force. So अभी मैं derive कर लूंगा SI system में क्या unit होगा. So now students, see force क्या होता है? Mass into acceleration into length. Current से I, current I square हो गया into time से T लिख देता हूं. So resistance, अब mass students units क्या होंगे? kg. So units of R in SI system मैं आपको बता देता हूं. kg. So yes, acceleration is what? Meter per second square. Length is meter. Current is ampere, so this becomes ampere square into second. So solving this, we get SI unit of resistance as kg meter square per second cube and per ampere square. So students, from this we conclude that 1 ohm, that is 1 omega we call it, not sigma, 1 ohm is equal to 1 kg meter square per second cube per ampere square. So this is the SI unit of resistance. So this was the second term. Now students, the next term related to electrolytic conductance is what? Resistivity. Now what is this resistivity? Now students, we have learned that ये जो resistivity है, और we call it specific resistance, दो जो SI का convention है उसको हम में resistivity ही use करेंगे, but we also call it specific resistance. Now students, see this. We have just learned that resistance is rho L, this is rho, which is resistivity, upon area of cross section. So from this rho will be what? R into area of cross section upon length. Now students, when area of the conductor is say 1 meter square and length is 1 meter, what will be rho? In that case, rho will be equal to R. So ये जो resistivity है, it is resistance है, तो ये भी resistance, but ये specific उस कंडक्टर का है जिसका एरिया भी यूनिटी है और लेंथ भी यूनिटी है. So we define what? Resistivity as resistance of a conductor of unit area and unit length. Or we can say area into length is what? Area into length is volume. Volume. So volume becomes what? 1 meter cube. So that means it can also be defined as the resistance offered to the flow of current by a conductor of unit volume. जैसे अगर आपका electrolytic solution है तो we say it is resistance offered by a unit volume of electrolytic solution. So this is resistivity. Now what are the units of resistivity? So students, units of resistivity आपके यहां से आ जाएंगे. See, rho is R into A upon L, and now units पे आते हैं तो units of rho, that is resistivity, क्या होंगे students? Resistance का unit, that is ohm. Area say is meter square upon length is meter. So we have units ohm into meter. So these are the units of what? Resistivity. Now in terms of sub multiples, इसका यूनिट ओहम मीटर की बजाय सेंटीमीटर में भी हो सकता है. सो वो आप देख लेना, वो आप ये एसआई सिस्टम है, अदरवाइज आप सब मल्टीपल्स में सेंटीमीटर भी यूज कर सकते हैं. सो दिस वाज रेजिस्टिविटी. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, द नेक्स्ट टर्म वी हैव इज कंडक्टेंस. नाउ व्हाट इज कंडक्टेंस? स्टूडेंट्स, कंडक्टेंस इज द ईज विथ विच करंट फ्लोज थ्रू अ सर्किट. दैट इज कंडक्टेंस को वी डिनोट बाय G. एंड अब कितना इजीली करंट फ्लो करेगा? इट इज रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस. सो दिस इज कंडक्टेंस एंड यूनिट्स ऑफ कंडक्टेंस रेसिप्रोकल हो गया R का, दैट इज ओहम इनवर्स. सो स्टूडेंट्स, दैट इज ऑल फॉर टुडे. थैंक यू.